So we're here with head coach for Jamaica College Boys, Coach Orville Brown. Coach, I want to thank you for having us here today. And of course, defending champions for champs last year. I understand that, 2000 was your last win. I'm curious what it is that JC was able to do differently that you're able to take it home last year, 10 years later.
One of the things that we have been highlighting is that the talent is basically always here. I mean, we've been investing in bringing in talent, we've been investing in getting talent out from within the school. But one of the things that was glaringly absent was the level of organization that was required to actually vie for championships. And what we did last year is that we went about introducing all kinds of different management principles to just basically totally reorganize our approach to champs. Everything from the training systems right down to the very meal support. Right, so we took a totally organized approach, but then it began to reap some results for us.
Okay. So, I am understanding from the team also, they felt that the team also gelled a lot more. Is it attributed to the fact that, again, you have admitted to, you have courted other athletes, so you find bringing in athletes that weren't originally at the school from like the first form level, it takes a little while for the synergy to build?
That was not really it. I mean, one of the things that we felt was missing, from the equation, from our preparation, was a spiritual element. So we actually went for two old boys who were former athletes themselves, but who actually came in and started working with the team from back in Christmas. Right, so we started introducing new elements to our counselling and our the empowerment. Right, and it started to help to improve the synergy and the camaraderie in the team. Right, hence the results for last year.
Excellent. So naturally going in this year as defending champions, as your boys put it, they know the bullseyes on their backs, so they're not taking anything for granted. What are your expectations from the team this year that you think is very paramount to ensuring a second win?
One of the things, we basically had created a template last year. What we've been doing is basically tweaking it by trying to making small adjustments to the training programs. One of the things that we've been trying to build last year, and we're still adjusting it this year, is an injury management program to ensure that we get all the boys to champs as healthy as possible, if not 100% healthy. Right, so that is one of our emphasis. We've been one of the emphasis this year. If we're able to ensure that all of the boys are healthy, right, and they come and they execute as they did last year, then we are pretty convinced that we're in a good chance of repeating.
Okay. And then, would you like to put out there who you think your biggest threat is? I know it's very competitive in the boys division. We know who the top dogs are. In your opinion, who do you think is your biggest threat if you had to single them out?
At this point, we have to give our respects to Calabar and Kingston College, right, and Wolmer's. They have very, very good teams, they have very good coaches, right, so we're expecting that those results to reflect over the championship. Right, but at this point in time, our eye is probably a little more right on those three than we're paying attention to anybody else at this time.
So you're of the opinion then that the four top schools, basically it will be before. You don't see any major upsets like a Homewood coming out of the blue?
No, I'm not expecting that the top four will change. They probably might be, well, in our interest, certainly we're not expecting that the top position will change, right? But we're expecting that the top four will remain pretty much in intact. Probably positions might change, but it will remain the same.
Yeah. Just, from my curiosity, why is it that you think for the boys, the corporate schools tend to be more dominant in track as opposed to the girls who were Homewood, been taking it home year after year, if not veer? What do you think is different between the schools, why the boys seem to dominate for Kingston?
Well, what I can admit, because I'm not a KC old boy, but I have to give them credit. They have a very strong, vibrant spirit. The old boys are totally supportive of the sports programs. All the programs within the school. We basically been trying to build that kind of culture here at JC. Right, the old boys, have been the bedrock of most of the sports program for the boys' schools. Right, the girls' schools probably don't have that strong a history in sports. Right, their support element is not as strong. So they have to build that from somewhere else. Homewood, their charge was ignited by Mr. Wilson, right? And he basically came in and started to pull that support in, and they started to build a very strong and successful program. I don't know if the same kind of environment exists at the corporate or girls' school.
Okay, well, Coach Brown, just want to thank you so much for accommodating us today. We know just a week to go for champs, and so the training is very intense. And we wish your school all the best and look forward to see what